brief and cut this short. I just want everybody to know I accepted what Jesus Christ done. I accepted him as my Savior. But I've learned some other things too that God the Father Almighty has told me. But my biggest fear is that I may have to die on a cross. That bothers me. When I talk to the majority of the white society, they say, well, the white supremacists isn't after you. They're not going to do that. I mean, word of mouth people know, and I've called the media, tried to get an interview with them just to let them know some of the things that I'm telling Dirk. One thing that bothers me is I've been told I got to do a lot of things sexually in front of this whole world. My guardian angel has told me that, and so has a trooper Shilling before he retired. I don't want to say the things they told me I got to do, but nevertheless, I can live again some sort of way. There's a chemistry teacher named Jerry Booze who knows my life. I don't know what people know about hypnosis, but I've been told I've been hypnotized too. And there's this chemistry teacher and a Spanish lady, they can put me to sleep. And these gods will fight over me like they did a long time ago, and I can get a new life. As far as my earthly father, my earthly foster father, he's alive somewhere. His name was Walter Fisher. He's alive somewhere. And so, in concluding, I ask that you people pray for me, for things that I do understand and don't understand. And I ask you pray for my security, that no harm come to me. And I ask that everybody understand I don't mean no harm to no one at this time. My hands are tied. The least little thing I do, people know, and they may want to put me away in a psych unit or jail. I don't know.
Speaking of the psych unit, right? Isn't that where we met about 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well,
About coming, how we, how'd you end up in the psych ward that first time?
First time. I checked myself in.
Right. But what was the situation? You had nowhere else to go?
A little more than that. I felt the need to talk to somebody, to let them know what's going on, to vent, like I'm talking to you, telling you things that you may or may not believe.
And what were you telling them?
I was telling them that there's a Spanish lady in all my life, and I'm not liked. And they always ask me, am I going to kill or kill myself? And I say, no, I don't have any plans on killing myself. I say, to kill could happen.
When did you try to commit suicide?
About 41 years ago, I guess, 42 years ago.
And what was happening in your life then that you had to consider that as an option?
I was beaten bad and drugged by police, and I just wasn't doing good. I smelt, I lost all my weight, I looked ugly like walking death. So I just decided to try suicide.
And then what happened after that?
They took me to shock trauma and helped me out. And then I ended up in Spring Grove for 19 months. I've been in Spring Grove like the last time I told you. I've been in Spring Grove like 15 times.
Yeah, so you've been in and out of the psych wards and institutions in the state of Maryland for the good part of 40 years?
You could say that, yeah.
And so where have you had the most stability?
Probably Spring Grove, because I had to be there.
And what about on outside of the institutions?
I haven't really done good since my tragedy.
How long have you been at the Martin House workshop, Fred?
Four months, almost 4 years.
Thank you, Fred.